Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David,
Hi, Gary.
and we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. This is our first ever Christmas special.
Does that mean I'm going to be dancing like this on the?
Yes, it'll be brought to you by Dolly Madison, maker of zingers and other fine products.
It's unfortunate. I had that on a TikTok. They had the CBS special intro music,
Oh
and I
yeah.
had that on TikTok, and it's like you knew something was good was going to happen when the CBS special music came on.
Absolutely. I hope it doesn't get demonetized, but yeah, it's
Ryan, 5, 6.
Keep going. I'm
okay.
looking
Yeah.
at.
So when we were kids, the Charlie Brown Christmas special was it, man. You lived for that. Also, the Halloween one was good too, but it was a Christmas special. Yeah, and if you heard that music, you knew that something really good was about to get turned on to Channel 5 or CBS, right? It's
All
Channel
right,
5.
let me do it one more time here for the audience.
Yes.
It takes a couple seconds. Yeah, CBS special presentation.
So yeah,
Time is here.
that music would come on. Charlie Brown's Christmas would come on. All the Dolly Madison zingers and other wonderful products would come on. It was great.
And then you got all the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Christmas special, Frosty the Snowman.
Yep.
Okay, was the little drummer boy like the universally hated?
Our oldest sister loved Little Drummer Boy.
You know what? I'm not surprised. It says a lot.
My kids hate it. Angelina hates the Little Drummer Boy. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it's just like, dang, why so much shade for the Little Drummer Boy?
It's no. Then later on, they come out with the Heat Miser and Freeze Miser. That was amazing.
And the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yes.
Charlie in the box.
Charlie, exactly. The first openly gay Christmas figure in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with Charlie in the box.
Yeah, so just so I can get these out in front of me, my wife loves poinsettias, even though we have a house full of cats. So every year we get poinsettias, and every year I try and find her a pink one because she always wants a pink poinsettia. So I had those out there to decorate my table, and I'm moving them out of the way. And then one of the traditions we had growing up is we had these little cardboard Christmas houses.
It's not a tradition; it was a family decoration.
Well, it was a family decoration. They would go out on the mantle every year, and just as a kid, they were just magical. It's this little cardboard house with little lights in them. And there's a name for them, and I forget the name. I just saw a special on them like a day or two ago where they're talking about these things.
For the audience, these houses are about like 3 inches long by about 2 inches tall, and they've got windows in them, and the windows are covered with a colored film paper, like red or green or something like that, and then a little LED light, like you would find on your little Christmas strings, goes under the bottom, and that provides the light on the interior of the house, which then manifests as a red or green light coming through the little cardboard window.
And they're made in Japan. They're inexpensive, but as kids, I was absolutely fascinated with them. And my mom she was cleaning out the house one day, and she decided she was going to throw out the Christmas houses. And I went into the garage and I saw the box, and I thought, oh no, those are not getting thrown out. So I saved them.
Yeah, I want you to think about this now. If Mom were to die tomorrow, bless her soul, is there really anything in her house that you want? You can probably count it on one hand the items that you might want out of her house.
Not really, no.
Yeah, but be damned if you're going to let the Christmas houses get tossed out. It's only a shame. Before it was a thing, we had like a 3-foot tall plastic Frosty the Snowman, not statue, but it was like a lawn decoration that had a light on the inside of it. Now, everybody's got them now, but back then in the 60s, early 70s, we were like the only house on the block that had anything like that. It was like the one thing that made our house special at Christmas was this light up frosty thing, and I think the plastic on it just
Oh yeah, I think it's
threw
just
it in the attic. So you can imagine what heat did to that poor plastic thing.
Yeah, it just got all brittle and fell apart. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, so we had these traditions. Ultimately, unfortunately, our family's original Christmas tree village met its demise. My father-in-law, the plug for the string of lights had broken, and my father-in-law was going to fix it, and he ended up passing away, and the Christmas tree village was never found again.
Somebody said, "What's this pile of crap?"
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. But I was able to find a duplicate, a set that was the exact same, that was in much better condition at a much higher price than free, and now that decorates my my mantle. But what was really cool was my our oldest daughter, who's from my wife's first marriage. When she was like 5 or 6 years old, she got me a Christmas present, and it was a rubber lizard. And it struck my sense of humor so much. It's just like, now this is a Christmas gift I can get around. This rubberized lizard. And so what we did was we put the rubberized lizard at the Christmas village to terrorize the peaceful hamlet during Christmas time. And then it turned out that the rubber lizard actually was a good lizard, and he wanted just to celebrate Christmas with the people. And then the people embraced the lizard.
You're silly from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in the Bumble, the Out of Bumble
exactly.
Snowman.
We had a lizard.
So that was like your version of Elf on the Shelf before there was an Elf on the Shelf. You had the lizard on the
mantle.
Yeah. It doesn't have to rhyme, I suppose.
Pause this for just a second, because you just
hang on. Oh, that's a fancy one. Look at that.
Yeah, so this is the centerpiece of the Christmas village. It's the church.
Christmas castle.
Yeah, does that look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That was the centerpiece. Now, the reason why I wanted you to pause is because you kind of triggered something. We had Elf on the Shelf when we were a few years back. And then I'm not exactly sure where we got this.
I've got a picture of Michelle sitting in a drawer.
But this showed up this year. Instead of an Elf on the Shelf, we've got Snoop on the stoop.
Ah, yes.
You got your Snoop dog. So Snoop on the stoop is gracing our house this year, and every day he moves to a different place. It's great.
Yeah. Any other traditions you did with your kids for Christmas?
Oh, yeah, there is another one that you certainly appreciate. When we were growing up, my dad did pretty well in his job. He made a good salary, especially for when we were growing up, and it was impossible to buy him anything because he would, he loved gadgets, and he would just buy himself whatever he wanted, right? So
to interrupt you real quick, like for my kids this year, it's like, just give me a card, write a heartfelt message in it. That's all I need. It's like, if there's anything out there in this world, I'll buy it myself. So trying to buy me a gift is a fool's errand. And John, my son, was like, I have to write something nice. Like, dude, ChatGTP, go. You don't have to write it. Just bring in a tender, heartfelt message from my father. Go ChatGTP. I will still find it hilarious. But carry on, because I think you've got something to do for your daughter, right?
Indeed. Yeah. So, and to Dave's point, we've kind of gotten to the point where if you want something, you'll buy it. But I really have no real wants or needs. A set of oven mitts, because mine are completely worn out from baking bread all year.
Aren't you just the high maintenance one?
I am.
How would you like a new car?
I'm polluting over here. And so to Dave's point, I had the same thing for my kids. Just like, don't buy me anything. Just give me a card. That'd be fine.
I got enough crap.
So my son, he he's not very artistic, but he would always draw these great stick figures in some sort of military battle. And so that became his Christmas card with his stick figures in a military battle. But my son also has a very wicked sense of humor.
Yes, he does.
Tall.
He is hilarious.
The cards have become funnier and funnier over the years because he'll pull stuff out that happened throughout the year and incorporate it into the cards. So like we have our friend Bill has this old Sony television.
Oh God, yeah, there's a running joke with that.
Yeah, so back when the televisions was a flat screen, it looked like a computer monitor and weighed like 150 pounds.
CRT monitors.
He still has his. It's like a 25-year-old television, right? And that
Think about it. Back in the day, televisions, you kept televisions for 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Now you change them every time you blink. Go on.
Yeah, it's like I've only got a 55-inch, but I can get a 77-inch. Why would I keep the 55, right? So this television, which weighs a ton, is now in the Christmas cards being launched from one army at the other army. It's clearly a devastating device.
Yes.
And so my daughter, when she was growing up, she had a fascination with mermaids. And so, she would draw cartoons with the mermaids. And I thought that was really cute. So for Christmas now, every year, I make her a Christmas card with the mermaids. And the mermaids are always constantly either trying to buy her a gift or come up with something special for Angelina. And it's kind of tough coming up with a storyline. And then Dave suggested, we'll try ChatGPT. let ChatGPT write the story for you. So I actually did a couple of versions, and it came up with a story that I didn't copy it 100%, but I've mirrored it. And so I finished drawing the cartoons late last week. I've got to clean it up, and so I can present it to her as part of her Christmas present. So that's another tradition I have.
Yeah, and Gary will spend hours because he'll draw the cartoons. Now, mind you, we're not talking, super artistic type things, but it's definitely good enough. It's not stick figures. It's not like something really lame. We used to draw cartoons as kids. He's much better at it than I am.
Yeah, it takes about 4 or 5 hours to put to do the rough drawings. But my daughter, she actually has some very good artistic ability. So
both of our daughters do.
Yeah, nowhere near her level of talent and ability, but it's a fun thing that we do for each other. I know you used to take your kids out shopping for toys.
Yeah, we after Christmas, if they got some Christmas money, it wouldn't be the day after Christmas because that's a nightmare. But maybe a couple of days after Christmas, we would take them to Target, or in our house, it was referred to Toys for Us, as was a Toys R Us, and then they could go pick out stuff with their Christmas money that they had, and that was always fun because they could get whatever they wanted as long as they had the money to pull it off. Actually, one of the things I was thinking of that we used to do as a family, as a tradition, which became a huge tradition in our family, was one year after Christmas, my parents had a bunch of leftovers. So they invited some family friends over.
Yep.
And just add a bunch of Italian surnames to the family friends. And the one family that we were close friends with, who were not of an Italian heritage, they referred to it as the Guido Fest.
Yes,
because you just had all these folks with Italian surnames. I list them off, but for privacy reasons, I'm not going to. But it's just the Eenies and it just, anyways.
Eenies, Ellies. Anything with a vowel at the end.
I'll make it. Now you got the Bossolinis and the Fragolorias, and just all these different things. Yeah, Fragole, by the way, is strawberry. So that became a tradition, the Guido Fest, as it's referred to,
exactly.
And it would get bigger and bigger every year because people would hear that we had that, and then they wanted to know why they weren't invited. And it started off as a way to sort of clear out the Christmas leftovers and spend Christmas with friends rather than family.
Yes.
Because you can pick your friends. You
Yes.
don't get to pick your family. Now, that doesn't mean family didn't come down for it, but, had a lot of friends, family friends come over. And
it was the best day of the Christmas holiday.
Yeah. And for folks that, if you're wondering about, it's kind of like a friend Christmas for those that don't have to travel. If you're home, sometimes for Christmas, Michelle and I have had family friends over who don't have family in the area or they don't get along with their family. And then we have our own Christmas dinner that way. Or like in this case, I'm trying to convince Shell that we want to do this, and she's kind of humbugging me, but I haven't given my best pitch yet. Maybe on Saturday after Christmas, we'll have folks over. And,
well, you can come down here if you want. We're making paella for Christmas.
See? How many times have you made paella?
Personally?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know, a dozen times.
Okay. And everybody's lived?
Yes.
Except no exceptions.
Well, we don't talk about that.
Okay. And who picks up the fresh ingredients? Do you get them or does your wife get them?
Oh, I get them.
Okay. Phew.
I do. What are you insinuating? No,
hey Gary, what if Laura had the choice of the fresh shrimp for $20 a pound or the day-old shrimp for $15 a pound?
My wife understands the value of $1. No, with my wife's family, her sister's husband, my brother-in-law, they are paella snobs, if you will, right? So paella is very important. It's kind of like the signature dish, right? And so a couple years ago, we were up in Lake Tahoe. His family's the one that owns the place up there that we were up there before Thanksgiving this year.
And is it right on the lake too?
What's that? It is literally 50 yards from the lake. Yeah. The grandfather bought it in the early 60s. He actually built the house and then bought it from the owner, 10 years later. But okay. it's been in that family for 60 years. And so Manny and I made paella, and he sent me to the store to get rice, and I couldn't find Spanish rice. For whatever reason, the store didn't carry it, but they had Uncle Ben's Spanish rice.
Anything that starts with Uncle Ben's is just going to be a miss.
It was the best damn paella he and I ever made. That has become the secret ingredient for our paellas ever since.
I'm having visions in my head of an SNL sketch where they had the black actors and actresses be Aunt Jemima, the one who plays Kamala Harris on SNL. She was Aunt Jemima, and then and now I'm drawing a blank. Keenan plays Uncle Ben. I forget who else they had on there.
Yeah, so I went to the store today and I got my Uncle Ben's rice. So we're all set for the paella this year.
It's the perverted rice, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
What other traditions did we have? My wife's has this tradition where the Christmas Eve fairy shows up. We have so many fairies in this house. This is the Christmas.
You do live in the Bay Area.
Oh my God. So we've got like the buy nothing fairy. We've got Jack is the one that comes up with the names for all this stuff, right?
Yes, that would be a Jack name, wouldn't it? Speaking of, that's the value of $1.
The Christmas Eve fairy shows up and she gives the kids pajamas for Christmas. So they always have matching pajamas to wear for Christmas Day, especially when we're taking pictures.
Remember that bit about just get me a card? This falls underneath that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we got the Christmas Eve fairy. That's another tradition. There was a tradition that Dave and I were participating in for a number of years. Unfortunately,
not on the cars on the local highways tradition.
No, that was the day after Thanksgiving, where we got two older sisters, and the four of us would get together and we would meet out in front of Target at 5 a.m. Open, and we would hit Target and hit the toy aisle, and then there was a Toys R Us right down the road.
That's 500 other people. It was packed.
Oh yeah, but it was so much fun.
It was an event. Yeah, well, mind you, we were not going to like Best Buy or Walmart where they have like doorbuster specials with flat screen TVs for like $200 that normally cost $1,000, and you've got the raw mayhem that went through that. Mm-hmm. So it was a much more civilized event, but yeah, it was fun because it was an actual event. Everybody was out there, and it was crowded and bustling, and it was cool. Now, mind you, I hated it because I had to get up early for work, and this was just like a day I could sleep in, and I had to get up at 4 a.m. in order to meet these idiots down there because I had to drive like 45 minutes to get there.
Yeah, it's your fault for living in the East Bay, but
and I wasn't buying any of the doorbuster specials for my kids. There was no reason for me to be there. I would always lobby for a much more reasonable. Can we meet at 9? Can I sleep a little bit?
No.
You'd
be there when it opens. But you see, it was fun because there's different stages of Christmas, and the kids were still in that Fisher Price stage of Christmas, right?
Where 12 to 15 at that point.
Yeah, you're in the toy aisle, you're buying the fun stuff, right? And then they get a little older and you transition out of the Fisher Price Christmas and into the electronic Christmas.
Yeah.
And it becomes about video games and smartphones and things like that.
The thing that was helpful with this is that you had the parent there. Mm-hmm. This or this? Oh, yes. Get this one because they already have one of those. Cool. So there were no duplicate, and everybody knew what everybody else was getting their kids. So there were no accidental duplicates purchased. That way it was efficient. We would be in there 6 o'clock in the morning, and we were done by noon or 1 o'clock. We'd have lunch together and pretty much go our separate ways. And about 80 to 90% of the Christmas shopping was done.
Yeah, all the important stuff for the kids was done. Yeah. And then after electronic Christmas becomes cash Christmas, where it's just basically you give them money.
Right.
I think we're both on the right side. You might find something that's kind of fun, like Snoop on a stoop. But other than that, it's pretty much give them some money, let them go out and have some fun with it. Yep. But now it's the other Christmas tradition, and Dave can appreciate this, is my sister, our oldest sister, loves to host Christmas Eve. And it's so funny. We've been doing it so long at her house that each of the kids has their own section in the house where they open the gifts.
Yes.
And so everyone knows where they're supposed to be.
Yep. And you don't get to sit at the kids' table anymore because kids' table is a pool table. Adults get out.
Exactly. We've been kicked out.
And that happened to us when we were kids too. By the time we were in our late teens, our Aunt Linda would want to come over and hang out with us because she understood that why would I want to hang out with all the 50, 60, 70-year-olds? I'm going to go hang out with the 18 to 20-year-olds. This is where the action is.
Right. Hit the bricks, old person.
No, our aunt was much younger than our father, so she tried.
She was the cool aunt.
Yeah.
But the other tradition my sister has is both our sisters, they make chili for Christmas.
And
And
one makes a really tasty one, and the other one makes white bean chili.
my oldest sister makes, or our oldest sister makes the white bean chili, and my kids absolutely cannot stand it. They
I
make
have a picture on my phone. It's actually it's not part of my screensaver, but I have a picture on my phone that they sent to Michelle and I when we were in Mendocino last year for Christmas. Holding up the white bean chili.
Yeah, where they were looking at it going, yeah. And so I had kind of a thought. I was joking around with my son because we had bought many cans of soup that were in the pantry, and I've been given orders by Laura to, we got to start eating soup. And we bought a lot of salad stuff, so we were having soup and salad. So I was making a chicken noodle soup, and I also had a salmon fillet that was in the fridge that was needing to be eaten. So I was joking with my son if he wanted me to make him salmon noodle soup. To which he gave it the same look that the white bean chili. And then I thought that's what I should bring to Christmas Eve. Salmon noodle soup.
Man,
With white bean chili. What do you think?
I got nothing.
It'll be a new tradition.
And nobody eats it. Very few people eat it, but she doesn't like.
It doesn't deter her from making it.
Exactly. Sometimes the flexibility helps.
I will be bringing bread. So between the non-white bean chili and bread, you'll at least have your stomach filled with something.
Yeah. I have to ask Sis what she wants us to bring, because you never know. Our family, Christmas, there is no lack of food.
No, clearly not.
And everybody brings a side dish that could feed, an army.
And our mom always makes desserts. She was making chocolate chip cookies today. And she was very unhappy because they were coming out a little bit flatter than she wanted. And they tasted amazing, like they always do.
Now, my mom and I used to have a friendly jabbing at each other here. My mom likes her cookies crispy. And by crispy, I mean brittle. Like they are a cookie in dire need of some moisture.
Water.
Yeah. And I prefer my chocolate chip cookies chewy. Leave your comment who you like better, crispy or chewy cookies. And you can modify the ingredients. So like, for instance, she doesn't use butter. She uses Crisco. Mm-hmm. And that will give you a very dry, crispy cookie. I use butter. I don't use white sugar. I only use brown sugar. So the molasses, the brown sugar helps with the chewiness as well. And with the butter, you can't melt it. It's got to have some softness to it, because that helps impact how the structure of the cookie there, so on and so forth. Whether you use cake flour or general purpose type flour makes a difference. So all sorts of ingredients, the temperatures of the eggs and stuff, it all blends in there. The other thing I do is I add 50% more chocolate chips than the recipe calls for, because to me and I used to use this Toll House recipe. There's nothing sadder than biting into a chocolate chip cookie that has no chocolate chips in it.
Yes, exactly.
And the most evil thing you can do in the world, the most evil thing you can do in the world.
There are cruel things. I can think of two right off the top.
Yep.
Putting walnuts in your chocolate chip cookies.
Well, those are boy cookies.
Or substituting raisins for chocolate chips. Nobody wants a chocolate chip cookie that's made with raisins.
That's just like, that's evil. That is pure evil, because it looks like a chocolate chip cookie.
Now, if you want to make a raisin oatmeal cookie, if you know what you're signing up for, fine. But do not make a Toll House cookie recipe with raisins.
That's evil. Unsubscribe from this channel if you do stuff like that. It's a good idea. You're gone. Get out of here. That is just. And my first wife's like, well, I thought you like raisins in the cookies. Like a oatmeal. That's fine because I'm expecting them in there. When something looks like a chocolate chip Toll House cookie, you expect there to be chocolate chips in that Toll House cookie. Putting raisins in there,
No.
that's like one time at work I had an M&M dispenser and I put Skittles in it. Oh, my birds were not happy with that choice.
You know, the other one I'm thinking that's like that is we're pivoting to Easter.
Oh God, Dad!
You know exactly where I'm going with this.
Stupid spiced jelly beans.
Spiced jelly beans. They look phenomenal. They look like they're going to be the best tasting. Got a nice big thick sugary coating, and
Now,
and they have kind of a anise licoricey kind of.
So for my dad, and that's fine because he bought his own jelly beans and they were for him, and if we're going to steal it, then you pay the price for it. It wasn't like, here, have some jelly beans, happy Easter, and you get this little fake green grass and you eat the jelly bean. So red was not cherry, it was cinnamon. Purple was not grape, it was anisette.
Yes.
And I can't even remember what the other colors were, but it was just nasty upon nasty upon nasty. My dad loved that stuff.
And the thing is, you do as soon as you bit into it, because the outer sugar coating was like 5 times the thickness of a regular jelly bean. So you just, as soon as you bit into it, you realize the mistake you had just made.
Terrible. They never got better. I tried them. They never got better.
No.
And there was a decided lack of sugary snacks in our household growing up. So it's like, here, you want something sugary? Suffer through this.
It's oh shoot, now I forgot where I was going with it. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. The train left the station.
Choo choo.
I'll remember.
There won't be any tarot reading in here. We probably should have. I'll put that in the title. The non-tarot reading.
Yeah. Here's what I thought. And then, we used to have the day after Christmas go and hit the sales. We used to love to go to like Restoration Hardware and Crate and Barrel. This is post marriage time now.
I was gonna say, when you're talking you're not talking about me and you.
No, Laura and I going to Restoration Hardware and Crate and Barrel. Finding all the stuff that's been seriously marked down. But what they kind of like Thanksgiving. They've started the day after Thanksgiving shopping. Is like, they were opening stores on Thanksgiving, and first it was midnight, then it was during Thanksgiving. Now
it killed the day after Thanksgiving. The Black Friday shopping. We don't do it anymore because it's really upset me because my daughter was old enough, she wanted to go do it. It was going to be fun, and that was the year they started opening stores at midnight, and it killed it.
Yeah, it took all the pomp and circumstance from it, where you were it was the big event, right? And then the day after Christmas, what these stores are doing now is they're marking it down prior to Christmas, before the end of Christmas. So by the time you get to the day after Christmas, everything has already been kind of picked over. The great deals aren't there like they used to be.
Well, Best Buy apparently they had prices down before Black Friday. It's like, a television set was on the sign was like $289, and on Black Friday they put a sign over it said $299 on sale, $299. And there were many TikToks where they moved that sign and showed that the previous price was $289.
Special Black Friday pricing.
and Black Friday, again, the doorbuster specials. Somebody had pointed out this, like one of the doorbuster specials back in the day was like a Sony PlayStation, a console that probably cost $250. They were on sale for like the first 100 customers for $50. Yeah. That is a bargain. That is a doorbuster because it didn't cost them $50 for that thing. So, but that was just to get people in the store to do stuff. Taking a $250 unit and selling it for $200. Okay, well, yeah, that's a good deal, but that's not worth getting up at 3 in the morning and standing in line for.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
And much less charging $239 the week before and then charging $250 on Black Friday. You guys are jerks.
They had problems with riots because of doing stuff like that. Get a little out of hand.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
What's that?
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone who's been kind of along for the ride. We started this channel together in May of 2024, and we've been at it now for 8 months. And we just hit 19,000 subscribers yesterday, which was amazing. It boggles my mind.
People actually want to listen to us.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not like our family will listen to us.
and just all of you that have subscribed, all of you that watch, all of you that leave comments, I really, really want to thank you for all of your support that you've given us. I was thinking about it the other day. I probably know about a fourth of the people in the comments as soon as I see the thumbnail picture.
Yeah.
There's some people like Acadian Proud and Mangle who, as soon as I see what's being written, I know exactly. I don't even have to look at the thumbnail. I can tell by what's being written who wrote it. Alf Carlson, Under.
He's got his Swedish flag, right?
Yeah. But Alf is funny because he's usually the first person to comment when a new video comes out, and I called him Quick Draw, and ever since then, Alf and I send each other emojis of the cowboy emoji, but he's got the cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
So it's just you guys are a lot of fun. I really do enjoy seeing what you have to say in the comments. Sometimes you agree with us, sometimes you're not agreeing with us, and that's fine. I've got pretty thick skin, unlike our future president. My skin's pretty thick, and I have a sense of humor. So I can take it. It's just you guys are a lot of fun, and I know we're all going through a lot of stress right now with how the election's going, and how this world seems to be happening. But we've got a really good community here. It's a safe community. Feel free to say what you need to say. There's people here to support you, and I know there's some people out there that don't have that at home. And
there are a blue dot in a red state.
Exactly, or a blue dot in a red family.
Yeah,
and I really do read them, and even sometimes we've been inundated with comments, like almost 1,000 comments, and I can comfortably answer about 300. But I will always read through it, and if there's someone that needs a little bit of a pick-me-up in their comment, I will stop and I will make time for that comment, because I recognize that sometimes we are what they have. This community is all they have between them and this harsh world out there. So that's what I wanted to say.
Right.
You were just going to say what you wanted for Christmas, right? You had the little list right there.
Duh. A nice card written by ChatGTP. Let's add some snark to it. Look at a limerick. That'll be even more fun.
Yeah, there you go. The mermaid story that I did, part of it I pinched was they were talking about, and I sent it to you, where they had seaweed confetti.
Yes.
It's biodegradable.
You write better stories than theirs, I will say.
So I changed it to seaweed glitter, but it did make it into the story for.
That's fine. Yeah, but I read the ChatGTP, and it's like, the people are saying, "Oh, ChatGTP, you can write great movies." Like I read this, it's good. It's probably good for some ideas. It's like I wouldn't go with this. I'd go this way with it. Mm-hmm. Whatever one you use, I wouldn't call that one ready for prime time. I wouldn't be writing children's books with it anytime soon.
Yeah, I think for me it was about 80% of the way there. It's like it gave me some ideas.
Yeah.
And just like you said, I could take that idea and go a slightly different direction with it that was more appropriate.
Sure. Because sometimes it's all you need is the idea, and it's like, okay, and then it all comes tumbling in.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think that's all we got here. We're gonna do a live show the day after Christmas.
I should check my phone to make sure I'm available.
Well, that's what we discussed.
Yeah, I'm available.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. We'll set that up for the day after Christmas, and then we'll see how everyone's Christmas went, and maybe Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will give us all a nice little Christmas present.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
We'll see.
Yes, indeed, we shall.
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Take care.
Good to see you.